Welcome to Module of our Real Estate Masterclass. Just in case you are meeting me for the first time, I'm Emmanuel Joaquin by name, popularly known as Property King. So today we're going to be talking about the business of real estate. Now, it is possible that you can venture into real estate and yet not engage in it as a business. How? Definitely, I believe our parents, they bought properties, bought land, they built their houses just for them to reside in. That's real estate. But you can't call that the business of real estate. Now, when we talk about business, it means you're doing something that gives you return and it's well structured. You understand? So now let's talk about the business of real estate. Now, there are different models in which people use as real estate as a business, right? Now, if you're a company or an individual or a group of body coming together to venture into real estate, it is good you have a model. Now, we're going to be examining some key models that we can apply that will help us to scale in real estate as a business. Now, number one, the brokerage model. I started real estate from nothing to up to the point I am right now. Now, I utilize the brokerage model. Brokerage model talks about you helping someone to either acquire or to sell a property, and then you get paid in commissions. Now, that commission can be accumulated and then you can use to get your own property to start your own investment. You understand? That's the brokerage model. So as a broker, it means you are the one in between the deal. You are the agent or a realtor in between the company selling the property or the family selling the property and then the person buying the property. You are just like a middleman, so you are brokering that particular deal. Now, the next model is the investment model. Now, under this investment model, we have the land banking, we have the fractional land retailing, and also the normal land retailing that you know. Now, when we talk about land banking, you see people, they buy property, they hold it for quite some time, and then they sell off when it has appreciated. That's land banking. Fractional land retailing, just like the name implies, fractional. It means you buy a vast area of land and then you begin to sell it in bits. You understand? Now, there are some persons that they might not be able to acquire that particular vast area of land on their own. So more persons can come together to join them to acquire that property and then they sell it in bits. But the end point there is that they all go home happy because of their return on investment. That's why it's called the investment model. Now, every investment must have entry plan and also exit plan. So there are some persons that based on their financial goals, they decide to venture into land banking but hold it nothing more than 5 years. Some could be 10 years, depending on how they are willing to wait. You understand? So that's the investment model. Now, we have the development model. Now, this type, you can buy a piece of property and then develop it. Now, you can put the structure on it either to sell off or to put for lease or rentals, as the case may be. Whether it's commercial or residential property, you can do that. But the end point there is that you're buying, you are developing, and then you are either selling off or you are putting it out there for lease so that you can get either cash flow or capital gain as profit. Now, we have the hybrid model. Hybrid model talks about you are combining 2 or 3 of these particular models we've talked about together. So that's what we're talking about. So when we talk about hybrid, it means there are people, they can buy a vast area of land and then they can also hold that vast area of land for quite some time. It appreciates and then they sell off in bits. So they are merging both land banking and fractional land retailing together as a model. You understand? So you need to know what works best for you. Don't say because people are doing real estate in a certain way that you must do that same way. You must understand what you're doing. Then, how do people make money? How do agents, companies, or individuals make money from real estate? Now, I'll tell you. There are people. The first way is via commission. You see, people like an agent, they can help people acquire or sell off properties, and then what they start to gain is their commission. So you can get by commission. The next is by consultancy fee. I think there are real estate consultancy agency that helps you to navigate your way in real estate investment. So you can ask them series of questions, but any answer they are giving to you is a professional response, and so you have to pay for such consultancy fee. So there are some persons that before you even talk to them, you must have paid for that. So that's that. And then we have the fair income. This time around, you're not an agent, you're not a realtor, but you just refer. You refer to an agent or a realtor, and then they can give you a certain kind of referral fee. So these are different ways you make money from real estate. See you on the next one.